Welcome to the show, everybody. It's the Scrubber and BH show here on What the Football. We just played the Ravens. Come on in off the ledge. I know it was a rough game. The Ravens played really good, so don't worry about it. I'm Scrubber. I'm here to help you out. And my boy BH is here too.
Yeah, man, that was a little rough, but we learned a lot, and we're going to talk all about it. Got some coaches' corner, some highlights and stuff, and as we go forward to start the regular season.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to have a great show for you today. We're going to do some fundamentals. We got a good highlight reel that I put together. You'll enjoy it. Just please enjoy that part of it. We're going to do some coaches' corner. Now, he talks about some things that they were looking at during the game. Very important stuff. I'd love to hear from him. And then we're going to look at our predictions from last week. And that's pretty much the show. And BH is going to help us out with the highlights, too.
Yeah, interesting game. Interesting to hear what Coach had to say. Obviously, the big thing was, a couple days before the game as a staff, they decided just to rest a ton of players. They felt comfortable with where they were at, and that happens quite a bit. And the Ravens had their own plan, and they played their starters just a little bit more, and it was a bit of a mismatch. But props to them because, hey, they executed, they played well. They
did.
But we talked about it. They were just the better team. But there's good things to get from this game. We'll see that in the highlights. So let's roll them.
See, pretty good highlights, guys. The Ravens did play good. Right now, I'd like to address some of the fundamentals that happened in the game. So, a lot of the things that I saw, well, let's say a good thing. Well, our punter got a workout, okay? And his punts were spot on. So, yeah, I think he kicked 8 of them. I think 4 inside the 20. He did really good. So, he shut them down. Them boys are running down. Our gunners are getting down. The one guy is kind of they're getting him to the side, and he'll go around, and he's got him backed up so he can't come out. And then the other gunner and the other people are coming down. They got that worked out. I see other teams doing it too, but they're really good at it. He was dropping it right down there in that corner. So that was good. The kicking, the field goal kicking was pretty good. It looks like they're still working it out with the long snapper. Coaching, looked a little slack to me. I seen Del Rio standing on the side there, not really doing too much. I know Coach Ron is just standing there and watching. He's observing. But I seen Kyle Allen sitting on the bench in between plays, and no one's even talking to him or saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is what happened. Here's how we're going to run the thing." It just seemed pretty sloppy on the side. Here we go. The tackling was a little rough. Again, too, them guys aren't cinching them up. Now, I will say the Ravens run a great offense. Man, like we said last week, they're going to RPO you, they're going to slant you, they're going to screen you, they're going to draw you, and it worked. So I see a lot of ball crowding because of that. And sometimes they were getting around us because their runner would run in, we would ball crowd, and then he'd pull right back out again, and no one's on the back end over here picking him up, and they were making tons of yardage on that. So that calls to assignment, to ball crowding, moving towards the play to make it. And I believe you said, BH, these are guys vying for a job. They want to make a play. So I can understand that they're ball crowding and doing these kinds of things. So, and also involved in that too with some blown coverages. There was some really bad stuff out there. So again, attributed maybe to the new guys. They're struggling out there. And again, the Ravens are just amazing in running that offense. God, there's something to look out for there in the future, boy.
Yep, they are. Well, you nailed it on a lot of those things. I think one thing too is it's particularly tough for this team, and there's a lot of turnover from a couple of years ago. I mean, the coach has really turned this roster over. I mean, lots of new faces. I think that's gonna, it's not that we have bad depth. I just look at we have less experienced depth. That's the problem. And a lot of it too, and the Ravens, man, they've had their system in place, their coaches in place for years. So they're able to really stack their depth exactly the way they want. I mean, they have turnover like every other team, but this team has been really turned over. And and another thing too is a lot of these guys, you really want to see your third stringers and even your fourth stringers play better. But it's just so hard when you haven't played together. That does make it is a big deal, and that just doesn't happen. It's very hard when you're new to a team and you don't know the guy next to you that well, and you haven't really operated as a unit together. I think we saw a lot of that, and that's why. Oh, they did, but that's why we saw a lot of the Ravens backups do better. They've been there a little bit longer and a little more cohesive.
Yeah, they ran their ones a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a whole lot. But you made a great point too about the punter. I mean, this is 2 games in a row where Tressway is really doing good, launching it high, getting in there. They're mixing up the gunners a little bit, sending them straight up the middle or sending one up, one around the back, and which is great, man. I like it. I nothing worse than I see teams that send their gunners on the outside all the time, and they just get pushed out. And so I really did like that. And I know. I think Dustin was it Dustin Hopkins, the kicker.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he missed a 55-yarder and people were belly aching, but come on, man. I mean, a lot of people miss 55-yarders. But
it did look a little rough though. But
I think
it's more of a challenge at 55. It works on his brain a little bit more. These guys, each 2 or 3 yards that they got to kick a little farther just tweaks them a little more.
Oh yeah,
get uptight about it.
It was. I think that one was blocked too. I think
someone got a hand on it.
Yeah, but he did. He nailed a 48-yarder. Now that's good. 50 yards on in. You expect those guys to make them. He did well.
That looked a lot cleaner too. I thought the machine of it looked good. The snap, the hold, the kick, all of that looked like it was how they envisioned it to look. So
yeah, but yeah, as far as blown coverages, sloppy tackling, it's kind of a shame, but. I think that just speaks to guys without the experience and probably a lot of guys who won't be on this team. Hopefully, some of them will be able to get on that practice squad and develop, though.
Yeah, coming up, practice squad, 53-man roster. These guys are vying for all that. And speaking of the 53-man roster, we got the 53-man roster show coming up in September 7th. It's a Tuesday to be exact, which gives us enough time to figure out what's going on, let them figure out what's going on, let everybody clear waivers. and then we'll take a look at that. Offense, defense, practice.
Yep. Practice squad, special teams. Yeah, that'll be great, man. And really, man, we're going to live stream it. So that's going to be a lot of fun. People can come in and chat, put their opinions in there. And we're going to have plenty of film on all the units. So come on in. We're going to be we'll show every unit, do some film on all the units. It's going to be a fun show. So definitely put that on the calendar. We're going to be moving on to the coach's corner.
Hang on just 1 second.
What?
I got a text from the future. We got a special guest this year.
Wait, hold on. Time out. Text from the future?
A text from the future. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll be right back. You're going to love this. You're going to like this. Okay, hang on.
All right. I'm not going anywhere. Holy cow. Hey, what a surprise. Future Fitz, man.
It's me. Scrubber McFitz Future.
Fantastic. From 2035.
Hey.
So how you feeling, bro?
Feeling great. The greatest quarterback ever. Multiple MVPs. Multiple Super Bowl wins. We got it made, baby.
It's
I'm just back here to say hello.
It's awesome to see you, man. You're looking good. Looks like you're feeling good.
Woo! That's what having 15 kids will do for you. I barely edged out Phillip Rivers by one kid. So,
man, I tell you, that was a challenge, that guy. So good for you.
Talk about my most favorite stat.
There you go. Well, you were a late starter in all things, Fitz.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Well, I'm back here to tell you guys, you got a great future to look ahead for you here. The Washington football team. You see what's on my hands right here? The greatest seasons of all time started in 2021 at that first game of the regular season. Everything before that, you can just forget about it. It's a whole new ball game against the Chargers.
That's right, man. That's going to be fantastic. Thank you. And while you're here real quick, which, reminds me, let's talk to some of these fans right now who really upset about that Ravens game kind of blowing up out on the internet. Come on, man. Talk them down.
All right, guys. Come in off the ledge. Put the gun down. We're taking you off a suicide watch here. That was only a preseason game. It was rough. I get it. Sharpened our skills. Woke us up. We went into that regular season game against the Chargers and broke them in half. Look for the tier 1 guys in that first game. Look for that defense to break them down and have fun because we're having fun. BH is having fun.
Well, man, it's so great to have you here. Hopefully we can get you back for some other shows and just tell us about the good old days from 2035 perspective.
Yeah.
You're awesome. Thanks, man. Great having you.
Thanks. I'm going to go grab Scrubber. I think he's over there making coffee.
Yeah. Again. Whoa. That was awesome. Fitz from the future. That was great.
Future. Oh my God. You see all the rings on his hand?
I know.
Wow.
I hope we get him back, man. That'll spice up the show a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay. Where were we anyway?
Coach's Corner.
A lot of people that we feel really comfortable and confident in who they are for us. And we just felt exposing was not the thing to do. And so we didn't expose them. And we had some pretty good battles going on, and we had some guys that we had to take a real good look at. And so they got a lot of extended play. And this was really more about the evaluation of them than it was about anything else. Well, as a whole, it wasn't very good. Individually, there's going to be some good things. Watching Jerry Patterson turn his head before he completes the catch, more so than anything else, and just tells me he's anxious. He wants the ball to make a play. A 55-yarder, what I was really more concerned about was the operation. I wanted to see a good snap, a good hold, and a good swing. That's all I was looking at. Settle in, do what you've been doing. He'll be fine about getting the operation done. came back, he kicked another one. It was perfect. I loved the operation. Good snap, good place, good stroke.
You have to be really good with your practice squad decisions. They're not just developmental guys, but they're going to be guys that could be popped up, ready to play on the game day actives on your 48 and contribute. So we will have to be very diligent as we study that as to who we think is going to help us and who do we think we want to develop. Last year, at one point, we had 16 total offensive linemen. That's including the practice squad guys. So we are not opposed to, if we have to keep 10 active and 5 or 6 on practice squad, of us doing that. I can tell you that much right now. We would do that. If it's something that works out and works with the numbers, we are not opposed to doing it. No, the thing that I look at and the thing that I'll consider is just how much each of these guys are going to be able to help us. And then also how much of these guys are guys that we're trying to keep for the future. These guys that are a year or two away, that'll play into the decision that we make eventually. We're not going to make change just to make change. We're going to do it because we believe it's going to help us.
What the past? Here we look at our predictions from last week, and boy, did we get it wrong. Ravens played really, really good. AI got it right, but that's okay. AI is 2-1. I'm 1-2. Looking at everything I had to look at last week as we were going into this game, looked like a win to me. Now, kudos to the Ravens. Them guys operate a machine over there. So thank God we don't have to play them in the regular season. So I hope to get my prediction right for that first game of the regular season. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to call a win.
There you go. Yeah, I was 1-2 preseason. It's hard to predict. Well, except for AI, 2-1. Can't believe it. So many things we were looking forward to, but hey, like Coach said, they rested a ton of players, let guys play. One thing we were looking forward to is kind of if they could clean up the returners, punt returner, kick returner situation, maybe look at those. We were hot to look at the tight ends, and quite frankly, on both sides, it was
none of that materialized.
Little flat. So I'm just guessing they kind of know right now. Returners can be, that they can sort of try different guys, corners, receivers, even Jared Patterson guys. It's not like they have to be, strictly 2 guys.
Milne caught one. I think
there you go.
Turned one.
Yeah. You do want that solidified, but it's a little fluid as the season goes on. If guys aren't doing the job, you can try other guys. So, but I do know as they're going for the final 53, it makes a big difference. I mean, a guy like Patterson being able to show that he can return, that means they may not have to keep, a certain guy that they're keeping as a returner, but maybe not an every down player so much. So it does have some impact. But yeah, for us, it was a little disappointing, but I'm just guessing, just by the way they rested so many guys, that they're pretty much know who they want and who they're going to let go, and who they, there's guys, I'm sure there's like 7 or 8 guys are praying, make it through the waivers onto their practice squad. Yeah. Coach talked about that, about, they're going to be poaching. People are going to poach them. It does happen. Different teams with different needs. So anyway, well, knowing all that, man, we should talk a little bit now with the 53-man roster coming up on Tuesday, just 2 days away. We have our big 53-man show coming up.
That'll be the following Tuesday after that.
Yeah. So, well, let's talk about a couple of those position groups right now, just to see what we think.
Yeah. So we talked about the kicker thing that didn't materialize. I think the running back group, there's still, you got Barber, Patterson. He struggled a little there. I thought the Jonathan Williams guy looked good. So I don't know how they're going to choose that.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. I mean, I don't think they could let Jared Patterson go to waivers. I mean, he just showed. So I know he had a
Yeah.
rough game that last one, but man, he showed enough. There's plenty of teams out there would look at him. I know he's not. No one's picking him to be their starter, but boy, he was supposed to be a 5th round pick. It might be between who was it? You're saying Jonathan Williams?
Yeah, he played late in the game. I think I saw him a game or two before. I thought he was doing good too. So maybe throw him over to the practice squad.
The way I see it, it's going to be between Barber and Jonathan Williams. And I'll be honest with you, I think those guys have enough experience in this league. I don't think they qualify for the practice squad. So but the thing is,
squeezes you.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of think it's between them. I'm handicapping because he was there last year. Peyton Barber, I think you get it. I think they're going to carry 4. I don't think they would carry a 5th running back. So I mean, I think it goes to Barber, but who knows? They could surprise us. Because I think Jonathan Williams when he was even running with, I think he was with Green Bay before, but I saw him a lot with Indy. There's a couple games late in the year, a couple years ago when Marlon Mack was out. Man, the guy was rough. He ran tough. He ran good. I liked him. Yeah, he was real good. So, so that'll be a tough one. Now let's, this tight end group. We got 5 tight ends, and I think we'll carry 3. Yeah. So, man, I would really love to keep a guy like Reyes. But I think they really like the other rookie Bates a lot. He has obviously he's got a lot of experience because Reyes has none. So I see Reyes being waived. I see Reyes being brought up to the practice squad. I'm not so sure people are going to poach a tight end who's never hardly played in the NFL. I know he's got a lot of potential, but there's a lot of size, weight, speed guys, tight ends out there that no one's going to
leave him with the Washington football team and let them develop him. There's no
exactly.
If you really want to take that project on, it looks like the Washington football team will deal with that. So just leave him there.
Yeah. So I don't know what they think of the guy Wilson they got from Philadelphia. There's Ricky Seals-Jones. We talk about Ricky Seals-Jones. He's a vet. They may just want to just kind of keep him. So have 2 veterans, Logan Thomas, Ricky Seals-Jones with Bates, a rookie in between. They might feel a little more comfortable about that. Come game time, it's tough having 2 rookies, taking up 2/3 of that. So I'm leaning towards that a little bit. I know that sounds a little crazy but I really do think that Sammy Reyes can clear waivers and we'll just get him on our practice squad.
I'd like to see it. It'd be cool. The quarterback situation should be looked at too. So they already know they want Fitzpatrick and they already know they want Heineke because they didn't play. They're not hurt or anything. They know they want them. So they put Kyle Allen out first, and I just don't think the guy generates any heat. He does good. He's serviceable for what he does, and he can probably run the offense, but he doesn't have that next level thing up. And I felt like they put Steven Montez a little late in the game. They should have gave him a little more time. They kind of just put him in there like as a last minute kind of thing almost. And I feel like if they'd have gave Steven a little more time, he could have done a lot better because he got out there. He just started charging right away, and you could see that offense spark a little bit. So we'll see how that battle goes for the quarterback, that 3rd maybe quarterback, or on the practice squad.
Yeah, I'm with you on that exactly. I just think they'll probably carry 2. And, I mean, like I said, like you said about Kyle Allen, just didn't seem to have any pop. He's a journeyman. Or there'll be guys like that out there if you need them anyway. And why not get a guy like Montez, get him on the practice squad and develop him in your system? Like you said, he's got a lot to learn, but when he gets out there, it's kind of exciting. So I think that's probably where they go. But once again, we won't know till Tuesday. So.
Yeah, that's when the final breakdown's got to be.
Final breakdown, you got to have it. Which reminds me, I guess one of the last groups we'll talk about is corner. We added a great rookie and Benjamin St. Just, who's going to get in the mix. Rangy guy, great length out there. He's really looked good. We've been happy with him. And then William Jackson was brought in. So, I mean, right away, just an infusion. Now, some of these guys that are on the bubble, it's interesting. We got, Troy Apke, who I think he played pretty good, didn't you?
Yeah,
out there.
he did. Yeah, he's
I
in
thought
there
he did
on special
okay.
teams, making tackles.
Yeah,
tackling in the right. He's a good tackler, actually. He's got good tackling technique.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes helps a guy like him who's on the bubble if they can play good special teams. Then you got another corner, Danny Johnson, who I think they like to use as a returner. So once again, if he's the solidified returner, they may want to keep him if they're going to go in another direction. He's on the bubble. He might not make it.
They're looking for flex type players.
Exactly. And that leads us kind of to Torrey McTyer, who I say he's on the bubble, but boy, I think he's leaning towards the roster myself.
He took one to the head the other day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard a little concussion protocol. Yeah. That's good. That's good for a young guy to get rocked a little bit. And but really, I thought he's had a really good camp in preseason. Technically he's a bubble guy, but like I said, he's leaning towards that 53-man rosters. We'll be finding out about the practice squad a little bit after they name the roster, because that takes a little time. Guys got to get through waivers. Yep. So remember now, put it on the calendar now, September 7th. We're going to live stream. Come on in. We're going to chat. We want to hear your opinion. We're going to do every position group one at a time, talk about them. And so it's going to be a really great show. Scrubber's going to put together a ton of good film on all of our groups. So you guys can come in and check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, we appreciate you coming back to our shows. We're in our preseason too. I feel like we're getting better. We want to bring you good content. We're really excited for the games. So please join us for that 53-man live stream. We even have maybe some other kinds of surprises maybe coming up in the future that involve watching some of these games. Maybe we could do some kind of community watch together with everybody. I think that would be fun as well. So
that's great. I know. I think that will be really fun. Watch a game together. So yeah. Hey, you know what? You were right, Scrubber. This is our preseason too. So we're on the bubble. Let's see if we're around next week, brother.
Keep us on your team. We want to be on your team.
We're very flexible, man. We're very flexible.
All right, guys. Thanks. Tails. Look at them boys. What's up, everybody? Johnny watching the game. Just getting started. Just getting going. So, Scrubber